A stream, and I don't get to change it ahead of time. I mean, that's stupid because PlayStation don't care for streamers. Love how that's in the way of what I'm trying to read. Get the fuck off screen.
Sorry.
No, the message. That I hate the guest messages. I need to get you an actual account on this thing. And there we go. And go to myself. Share, copy. Close that. See if I can use as little internet as possible. And then that's been kind of dumb lately. Alright, so hello everyone watching this late in the future. I've decided to play Spyro. Whoops. I dropped my controller. Decided to play Spyro on PS4 Live with Kevin from now on, so I don't have to do editing, and the video is just uploaded as soon as we're done. With the only problem being, anything I say can't really be taken back. If I try to edit it out, YouTube, the snippets settings it gives me is kind of stupid. Broadcast settings. No, it says we're on air. Broadcast settings. Advanced. Oh yeah, also Kevin's here. I don't know if I mentioned that yet.
Should we...
Okay, no, we're still going. It hasn't... Go back. Okay, go live, Smarty. Try Canyon Cliff. I didn't do anything. I only did the Peacekeepers World. I guess I ran a little bit with this profile, not considering getting back to this. That's probably fine. Kevin, put your goddamn phone down.
Sorry.
I've told you 12 times today we're gonna be recording or going live.
Sorry,
and you probably should not have your phone while we're doing that because it's distracting. Probably multiple recording sessions and live sections.
Sorry.
I know you're sorry, but you're gonna do it the next time we're here. The next time we record or we're live, you're probably gonna have your phone in your face again.
Hey, look, I'm just trying. Hey, look, I'm not trying to play any videos while we're doing this. Doesn't that count for something?
I mean, yeah, but also your focus is on reading whatever article you're on.
Yeah.
It's nice that there's no videos reading into the microphone, but also you're not at all engaged here.
Sorry.
Okay, so you don't remember Dry Canyon Clifftown or the boss, right?
No, I think it's been a while since I was at your house.
I feel like I've shown you Dr. Shemp, didn't I? We're live, and I don't know... Okay, I just want to double-check this. I feel like I've shown you the boss at some point. I don't remember if it was live. I know I showed you the entirety of the first homeworld. I guess maybe just to catch you up, let's run through these three.
Okay.
Alright, which one is this? I love not being able to just rush the camera behind myself. Never mind, there it is. I don't like that the camera never is not actually in active mode. I'm gonna complain about this probably once only today. This should be the only complaint I have. Options, camera. I don't even know if I've already shown this. Active. It follows you slowly. Put it to passive, and it doesn't follow you at all. In the original three, active or passive, it would follow you slowly. Active, it would follow right behind you. I don't know what we're wrong there. Let's see. Clifftown. Where did we visit? Try Canyon. Okay. So that would be this way then. Oops, casualty.
Dry Canyon then.
Hang on, does this boost how it sounds or how I sound? Okay, that's the same. Real quick. Devices. Just a bit louder for myself. And then, you know, loading screens. The PS5 claims that loading screens are a thing of the past, and they're full of it. This is not the PS5, but when I have a PS5, I will be ready to shout, full of it. Hello. Goodbye. That went straight through my horns. Lovely hitbox detection.
Yeah.
Hello. Goodbye.
So, are PS5s still hard to get these days, or?
So, I haven't really gone out of my way to look for one because I don't quite have the money for it. I feel like if I had the money in hand and I really wanted one, I could go find somewhere to buy it online. Not in local stores. I have only seen a couple places that allegedly have them, but I've asked people behind the counter and they said they don't actually have one in stock. Online, however, I think I would be able to access one if I had the means to do so.
I see.
And I would be excited to see how much better my PS4 games run on it. Not so much getting the upgrade, but entirely just tossing the loading screens out the window as much as I can. Oh, also, it's one of the examples I have would be Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 I have on PS2, 3, and 4, and I enjoyed just going and comparing both the loading screens and the visuals. I forget if the PS3 version runs at 60 frames. It's a nice feeling difference in the video game sense, going from 30 to 60 frames. You don't feel it until... It's one of those things you don't miss it if you don't have it, but it's a really nice thing once you get it. And you feel the difference. Like, going from... I'll always go on record saying Spyro games and Crash games look and feel fantastic in 30 frames. It's absolutely fine. It's just a bit nicer in 60, though.
Is it just because things are more responsive and the whole experience is smoother?
Yeah, it's a smoother thing. It's like, say, walking on concrete as opposed to walking in the at a bowling alley. You know, like you got the smooth floor as opposed to like a bit of a rough bumpiness that's still completely. God dang it, wrong button. I keep forgetting. I like when triangle was the button to get it behind yourself, and you can't change it from a toggle to a hold. I want it to be hold and not toggle, so I can just run out of pushing the button.
I see. So, also, when you meant the floors of a bowling alley, do you mean the places people walk on, or where you're supposed to chuck the ball? Okay, so like, say a smooth, god dang it, smooth waxed floor that you can just slide with your sneakers on, as opposed to outside on the concrete sidewalk. If that makes sense. It's a nice... I kind of see where you're coming from.
It's like, you wouldn't notice it watching it on YouTube, but if you're playing it, if it's in hand, you notice it. I'd also be kind of excited to the PS5 controller, which I've heard is the sexiest gaming controller ever made to this day. With the...
Is it just because the aesthetic looks?
No, it's apparently how it actually feels with all the buttons and triggers. But I've heard it's at the cost of a really short battery life. Get out of here. Alright, that's everything. Let's head to the portal. What games have you been playing recently?
Oh, well, I've been playing Fire Emblem Three Houses.
How's that? I heard it looks like the absolute garbage, but it's really fun gameplay-wise and story-wise.
Well, I haven't gone too far into it because I've been busy with just school and work.
I love hearing about a game that looks like trash but plays really well, because it reminds me of Tak on whatever system it was. I think it was PS2 and GameCube, and then also Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper looks like it was rendered on the PS1, but it definitely has PS2 features.
I guess it's just like the whole, like, if a game looks good versus if it plays well. Well, I mean, it would be good to have like a balance between the two, that it just looks good visually, and that plays is okay, and that there's really no serious problems for people when playing and what. Not really. It's best to just have a fusion of the two than just.
I think there are two things I look for. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No. I was good. You can talk.
Two things I look forward to most when seeing a game that's claimed next gen is I could look at the most obscure object and I cannot find the polygons that aren't intended to be there, like say this rock right here. Or, you know, the grass being flat, it could just be actual bendy grass. I could flame it, and I would actually look roasted and de-render, and, you know, just a whole total of billions and millions of polygons, being able to run really well. That for next gen, and then also, I guess textures which is still a challenge apparently. And then what was it? Oh yeah, stylistic choices. The artistic vision is the one thing I want, which isn't a technological thing. It's just, you know, be goddamn good at designing art, you pleb. You stinker. But one thing I've wondered, because we don't have much of it yet, what would you say if we to playing a game in 120 frame rate?
120?
Yeah. So computers, I'm guessing, would set on fire. Same way you have like the RTX tracing on Minecraft. I don't know if you've seen that really realistic looking Minecraft worlds that people have that people have said has had their computer going crazy. But I'm thinking 120 frames. How much is that going to feel different? Is it going to feel necessary as opposed to 60? 60 feels like the absolute sweet spot, but we used to think that about 30 frames, and then here we are now. What would you say about 120 frames?
Not really sure. Haven't experienced something like that before.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about it. You haven't tried it before, so how do you know it's that much better? You haven't played anything that claims to be the buttery best, so how do you know it actually is?
I guess it would just depend on if the frame rate's too smooth, that it might cause problems in terms of gameplay.
What I'm thinking is, the day we have a processor or computer parts that can handle 120 frames, would it feel like it was worth whatever the price markup would be?
Actually, here's a question. What do you think 90 frames per second would be?
Probably the top bestest. Like, say an FPS game or a racing game. Or any game that has, like, fast movement, fast physics. Something that you need quick response time. 90 might be the top, like, reasonable frame rate. Where 60 is like, yeah, just lock it at... Some games today can't even handle 60 frames, apparently, with graphics like Spyro has. And Spyro isn't even graphically the best I could have imagined it could be. Kingdom Hearts 3 still tosses this, blows this game out of the water. Which disappoints me, but whatever. They gave themselves an entire 2 years to finish 3 games. Couldn't quite deliver. Not really going to get on their case. It's been a while. As bitter as I am about how 2 and 3 weren't really finished, I'll give them some benefit of the doubt for at least trying under Activision's
incompetence
bullet umbrella. I'm trying to think of an umbrella that, like, does the opposite of protecting a developer team. I'm gonna go burn some birds before I leave. What kind of future of gaming thing would you look forward to?
Honestly, not too sure. I mean, as long as the games are good, then it's okay with me.
Yeah, it kind of entirely just...
I guess if there's one thing, probably less microtransactions.
Oh, absolutely. See, like, it ends up being like a creative decision sort of thing. It's a creative liberty decision we've gotten boiled down to, as opposed to, look at this open world with all these textures and resolutions, and it's like, you got a boring game here. It looks nice and it's impressive technologically, but, like, technologically is all it has going for it, and it will age like dirt. Well, no, it will age like milk.
Or, I guess, in another way, probably...
Like, say, 10, 20 years from now, your technologically impressive tech demo of a game, no one's gonna care. Because they have things like things made 10 years before your impressive game will be more enjoyed because it was fun to do and fun to look at or listen to than
as opposed to tech demos that end up telling lies about a game.
Yeah, tech demos do a good job of serving, hey, here's basically what the system is good at, but like you need to deliver on the fun factor and the intrigue and the interest and the mystery.
And not decide to use it as a cheap ploy or something.
Like or Luigi's Mansion, for example, right? That seemed like a game no one would care about, but then the people who played it said, dude, this game is mysterious, and people just went into it. And it's a short game with a lot to dig into. It's like the opposite of an open world that does its what it wants to really well. It's confined secrets, all just compact and really satisfying to find and figure out. I'm hoping one day we have an actual open world game with cities, and you don't have to go more than 17 steps between every point of interest.
So you're saying basically try and scale an open world to potentially dimensions similar to our own?
Not so much change the size,
or
but
rather have it to be where it's like miles between major cities.
No, so what I'm thinking, so say what's a game that has a really big open area that you can just explore and run through? The problem I have is you would be going a long distance between doing something or interacting with something. And I'm thinking, keep the distance between the major areas the same, but like give us something to do every 15, 17 steps. Whatever those steps may be. Say your character can run really fast. Say your character has a dash move or something. Every, what feels like 17 paces, give us something to do so it doesn't feel like we're hiking there. Hiking is fine, but like...
So you're saying, like, have, like, quests or monsters to deal with every step of the way?
Yeah, that or... Oh, no. Give me a second. I can make this. Like, say, Journey, for example. I haven't played it, but the premise seems to be beautiful long world where you're just going a long distance between temples on a big desert. But while you're going a long distance on the desert, you have things to keep your attention. It's like, that's the thing about gaming, is it's keeping your attention span. Open worlds where you're just out in a wide frickin' field and valley and you're exploring it, that's nice, but like, what is there a sunset? Are there animations going around you or the environments? Is there... Like, what's going on? Crap, I did it again. Try to remember where the ice level is. There's this cave on the side. I'm just gonna hug the wall until I find it. I'm trying to think of a big open world game where you have that. One of them I'm gonna say is Battle for Bikini Bottom does open world really well. Spyro Hero's Tale, I feel, does semi-open world. Hero's Tale and Jak and Daxter do a really good job of hitting between open world and linear.
There's the ice world.
Yep. You can go any... I love that there's an ice world in this hot desert theme world.
Like there's a lava... Like if you're in a water world and then somehow one of the places you go to is a lava world.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't sometimes as generic as here's a bunch of ice, oh look, there's a pit of lava here. I like the idea, here's a desert, oh look, there's an icy crystal cavern just beneath it, or you're in an underwater area, and suddenly there's like a lava geyser to explore. Oh, you know what? Subnautica, that's another one. It's been a while since I watched someone play it. I haven't played it myself, don't remember a lot of it. But it did a really good job of, here's this gigantic open world, designed by... manually, I should say.
Word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large...
Isn't Subnautica the one, that first-person explore game? Game where you go underwater and then you run across, like, creatures in the deep or something?
Yeah, god dang it, Sparks, pick these up. Yeah, but it did a really good job of spacing things out in a really big world. Sub-Zero, I don't have that one yet either. Excuse you. But, I guess maybe it's because it's an indie game. I've heard indie games do a really good job of being really interesting with open world designs. Haven't experienced a lot myself quite yet. But I would like AAA people of any sort, the higher-ups, the guys creatively in charge of how the game's going to be sold and released, to take note and say, 1, gratification, attention span, don't worry so much about being accessible to everyone, otherwise it's accessible to no one. That good old saying, if everyone's powerful, no one will be. Be a little strange. Get a little quirky, get a little experimental, just a little. Get people interested. If they're not... God, you're rich. You can try to invest in something.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. The people at the top of the AAA industry...
They're afraid of really risking things, and it's proven that they're not going to stop anytime soon.
Dude, you kind of interrupted me there.
Oh, did I? Sorry. What was it?
I was just gonna say, like, it's just because of, like, how their current practices are earning them so much money, but the thing is that they don't realize it's only good in the short term, because when enough people complain, and when enough people assume that the word as to how bad a certain practice is, then it's gonna come back and bite them in the ass a good amount.
It kind of doesn't, though, because the short term gets them the money they're actually looking for. Review sites like IGN and GameSpot will give them the numbers that recommend them to people that aren't gonna do much more research than the surface of an iceberg. Pay for it and then either have that be the only game they play, or pick it up and never play it again. And it's critically not really gonna work unless it really hurts, like, the majority of people who will pick it up. Most games that are like, this isn't impressive, give me something impressive, aren't actually harmful, they're just dull and in the way of games that deserve more praise and attention than they actually get. Indie games need to figure out a better way to advertise themselves, and they kind of can't because they're drowned under AAA. And, like I said, evidently in the past few years, it's proven that that's not really going to stop. Whoops, missed. Come on. Alright, bats. Need to be careful. Where'd the bats go? Bats, come back, I need health. Bonk. Nope. Oh, for a second I thought he got me.
That was close.
You know, so have you heard the amount of people at Activision that, are out of the company?
Yeah, like over 2,000, I believe?
Yeah, and those are all the people that were kind of really in charge, so maybe that'll turn things around for the whole company.
Well, it's also just trying to replace certain people in leadership.
I know, but like...
At the top, of course, being Bobby Kotick.
I don't remember names. I would point out names if I could remember them, but hopefully for the better. Hopefully the guys replacing them have a better mindset. Like Insomniac, for example. Insomniac has done little wrong that I can point out. And that little wrong that I could think of ends up boiling down to, this isn't as interesting as your previous titles.
Yeah, well, it's also just trying to get, like, the support needed to start, or... I don't know, personally, I'm starting to think that with how many controversies do exist in the game industry, that maybe they should unionize, just so that way people in the industry do get, like, the rights and protections they need to.
Technically, they are, just not to enough of a effective extent.
Or, I guess, in that sense, just develop it further, or just, again, trying to tone down or stamp out the scummy practices. Because if essentially the industry you're going to be working in just has a ton of problems and gives people a lot of hell for it, then yeah, does need to change, like, drastically.
It's one of those slowly but surely things that's going on.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, recently they have been actually
I wish game releases were a bit more slowly but surely, so that they could be more polished out. Crunch, am I right, guys?
A lot of people's worst nightmare. There's considering how often it's being used, but how it ends up not really helping.
A mad respect to Double Fine for how they handle crunch, and Insomniac, as far as I've heard.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
God, I wish they could have put as much, or I wish they'd gotten to put as much effort into 2 and 3 as they did with 1. With the designs and character animations, it's painful to look at the designs and animations for 2 and 3 after 1. 1 is like, I'd say 1 is absolutely worth like the 20 or 40 you might spend on Reignited. 2 and 3 are like, oh, you want more? Here's more, but not as good. Or as well executed. Unless you want the originals, in which case, oh, you're going for an experience? Oh, yes, it's a PS1 game. Yes, the models look like this. That's just PS1, but it's so charming, and it leaves just enough to the imagination. Also, actually, the goddamn sound design in the PS1 is better than in this. I don't get how that happened. This is like
speaking of stuff on the PS1, have you heard about the fan-made Bloodborne game that
I might have. I
actually saw like the trailer for it, and it's like, wow, they actually pulled something like this off. Just,
I mean, I
guess it shows like how passionate some fans are, and that if they have the skills, they can.
I want to say it depends on when it was made, because you know, as the decades went on, we learned more about how to make something feel better, no matter how it looks. Haha, I charged through your snowball. But to put simply how I feel about Reignited compared to the original Spyro 2 and 3. 1 is fantastic, but for 2 and 3, it's a whimper compared to Kapow. Love the colors they went with this. For a second, I thought he had bubbles coming out of his nose.
That's steam.
It is, but it looks like bubbles for a second.
No, it's smoke.
It looked like bubbles for a second, and I was like, oh yeah, that is in fact smoke or steam.
Here's a quick question since we're talking about Spyro now.
Sure.
What do you think they could do for like the next game before this?
Ooh, don't get me started. That's a bit of a warning right there. Hang on. This way, okay. A lot. Boy, howdy, do I have a lot of ideas for the Spyro after Year of the Dragon. There's technically a 4, but it wasn't called 4, but there have been multiple games, handheld and console. Don't call it Spyro 4, please, if you make another one. Just call it, give it an actual subtitle, come on. Don't call it Spyro 4. You're just tossing out the existence of actually decent Spyro sequels, even if Enter the Dragonfly is the weakest of the series. I'm gonna keep I know I shouldn't. I'm gonna keep defending Enter the Dragonfly. I do genuinely enjoy Enter the Dragonfly. I got 100% again recently. That's a lie. I got 99% as a kid and 100 recently. But played through it. It was fun. It was fine. The glitch. There was like few moments of BS, and every Spyro game has a couple moments of BS.
You think anyone would be crazy enough to actually try and redo Enter the Dragonfly?
I would love if someone would actually redo Enter the Dragonfly spiritually. Oh, that's right. This I haven't done yet. But like, okay, so let's. I want to break down the things Enter the Dragonfly did right, because it kind of set the footsteps and the foundation for what other Spyro games would do later, such as multiple breaths. Spyro 3 did a second breath, ice breath, first, but you couldn't switch between them, and it was only in one level. So I would say Enter the Dragonfly really went and took that home. And then the wing shield potentially could be done really well. Wasn't done too well in Enter the Dragonfly, but I like the idea. God, what else?
Didn't they do the wing shield in Hero's Tale?
Yeah, but it wasn't as effective. Well, I say that, but Enter the Dragonfly literally gave it one use in one level, and it kind of sucked. I wish the wing shield in A Hero's Tale did defended against a bit more than it actually did. Arrows and, I guess, energy or wind flaps, it did. Lasers, it did not defend you against, and it would have been nice if it did. Which, Sparks, what are you even looking at? Okay, I gotta get that up there somehow. Oh, I didn't go through this yet, that's right. What else? Enter the Dragonfly, except maybe the dojo. The dojo was just less interesting to me. The weakest, it's an okay level. Simply the weakest, and I don't really hold that against the game or the level itself. I think that's the whole level done. That's the whole level done.
Yeah, I saw the 100% before.
I wasn't quite looking at the screen when it popped up. What else did Enter the Dragonfly do? Hey, Ripto was a boss again, hee.
Even though he should have been dead after Spyro
I hope that if they bring Ripto into another Spyro game, they bring up a joke that he just keeps coming back. Like, didn't we get rid of you like 3-4 times already? Yes! And you'll do it again! Or maybe something like, you may have gotten rid of me 1, 2, 5 times, and then one of the Spyro team just says, and we'll do it again. Just be a little, not entirely self-aware like Crash 4 About Time was. Just a little self-aware to be a little tongue-in-cheek. Don't wink at the screen like Rick and Morty does, please. Alright, next was... There's one more. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 except for the... flight level that I don't have to do. Excuse you, all of you. Get out of here. Let's head to the third world.
I guess those soldiers got the point.
Oh, and then, A Hero's Tale. Technically 3 did this first, but A Hero's Tale introduced Sparks. If he has an extra hit, he turns red. Please, God, do that if you're gonna give Sparks an extra hit. Don't give him don't give him the exact... being yellow twice, because then you can't tell which of the hits you're on. What else? Entering each level being a different transition was kind of interesting. You had the floaty platforms, you had the whirlwind, you had the bubble. Bosses that involves platforming and not just running around in a circle and shooting. Something like that would be interesting. Hero's Tale kind of added jumping with lasers and projectiles you could go over like Spyro 3 did. But say we have slightly raised platforms or something that just give us an arena in a boss level that isn't entirely flat. Change it up a bit. Okay, so Kevin, have you experienced the third Spyro 1 world whatsoever? Are you familiar with Magic Crafters? This is one of the worlds where I'd say Spyro had a bit of genius. As far as the PS1 went.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
God, that's fantastic animation and art ruling. Let's see, what are they... I was hoping they would make these guys feel a little less human. Like there's one enemy later on that's just a beard, a head, and a robe, and then magic leaking out of it. I was hoping they would do more than that, but they made him look like a hobo in pajamas. The turning in this game doesn't feel right. That might be my muscle memory from the PS1 games, but it doesn't feel right when I'm running towards someone. I end up going around them somehow, and I don't get it. I do appreciate being able to flame faster, though. You can flame like 1.5 times as fast, which is nice. Alright, let's get everything here before we go to the first level. What would you want to add to the next Spyro game? Oh yeah, also enemies interacting with each other. Much more of that. And then also
just
make
to make
sure
them feel more lifelike. Yeah,
make it the biggest selling point of Spyro from the first game was interacting with the environment and the environment and enemies and characters interacting back. And it was always fantastic. It made the world feel much more alive. Whoops, that's not high enough to go off of.
Not wholly sure as to what an idea you have in mind that could improve the Spyro games, but...
I mean, I have... Oh, yeah, just in general, okay. Go on.
But who knows? Maybe, like, two players, player co-op, possibly? I guess
maybe.
Then you would just have to make, like, a new character that could help
I mean,
out
Cinder
Spyro.
could easily be the second player.
Would they even want to include Cinder back in the original?
I think because she didn't exist in 1, 2, or 3, they didn't put her in Reignited. Because every other game since Cinder was introduced as a Spyro character, she's been in every game. Just not 1, 2, and 3.
Actually, speaking of that, how exactly would they explain her appearance in, like, this type of Spyro game?
I don't think...
Because, remember, it's like the tone's pretty different compared to, like, the Legend of Spyro series.
Oh, yeah, no, she's been represented in, let's see, this...
Well, I mean, besides that and, like, Skylanders.
I don't think anyone would complain or really question if she was just there and already involved. I don't think it would need much explanation. I love that that's a cane and, whatever that jar is called at the same time.
Test tube? Or...
Test tube works.
No, those are like the long cylindricals.
I keep wanting to say vial, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, one thing, if they have multiple breaths for Spyro, make sure each one has some significant use. Like,
not just like in combat, but like for puzzle solving?
I mean, yeah, obviously, but like, say, Water Breath in A Hero's Tale ended up being kind of disappointing. Like, the best use it had would be stunning enemies, moving water wheels, and fire enemies. Fire enemies did not show up until the first half of the very last world you visited. And the water bombs were fun, but let's say we're doing water, and there are examples of, like, here's this thing that's on fire. Spyro technically should be fire resistant in some areas, but I guess he's not. But, like, say he has to be. Have water put some fire out. More fire enemies or something. I forgot. I tried to hover for a second and it didn't work. Ice Breath Ice Breath was very useful, but it ended up being like a cheese for enemies with armor. Electricity. Farther reach, really fast for getting items and enemies. Maybe make it so it could get multiple enemies at the same time, like up to 3 enemies.
Would you want to give Spyro back like the breaths he had in the Legend games?
Legend of Spyro, I haven't finished 2 or 3 yet. I just rebought them recently, since I was a kid. I lost the disc for Eternal Night, and then Dawn of the Dragon was rented for a weekend, so I don't remember a lot of it beyond watching a Let's Play. Move on. But...
I mean, did you like them at all?
Oh, absolutely. Dawn of the Dragon especially is fantastic. Nicely planned out. Eternal Dragon, or Eternal Night, the problem with that game is that it had a few quality of life features cut out, and I think that's because they were given, I don't know how long, maybe a year, and a budget of $1 million, I think they said, which in an interview they said was basically nothing for game development. And the entire Legend of Spyro trilogy, just packaged as one game, I think should be revisited. Like, don't worry about remastering it or remaking it, just look at what the intended idea was and completely fill that out. Look at areas that looked recycled, and areas with quality of life features like skipping cutscenes, enemies that died stay dead, upgrading a breath and switching out, like, each element in Eternal Night completely does something different, like fire instead of throwing bombs and just breathing. It's you breathe and then the upgrade would eventually have bombs coming out while you're breathing, but then the secondary fire was launching yourself forward while set on fire like a missile.
So like the supercharged, but you have flame damage?
like supercharged, but a very short burst of it, which is really creative. Electricity is last. I haven't quite gotten to that part yet. Ice. Ice is more useful. You can create platforms in water or hazardous, gooey areas that can be frozen, slow down enemies, slap them in the face with ice for some reason. Where was I going? I'm trying to get something.
What about the Earth Breath?
That one I think has been weakened a little, but that's technically because it was the last breath and the most overpowered in the original, or in New Beginning. Yeah. You can do a Shockwave's ground slam, which I do think is satisfying to use. But there's this weird, like a ball and chain trip thing you can toss enemies into the air with, which isn't as practically fun to use as I would like to think. And then, like, the blast ability and the tornado bomb, I miss those. I miss those so much.
Yeah, I recall playing New Beginning, getting a lot, and I was able to fully upgrade all
I love
stuff.
how the enemies feel like ragdolls in New Beginning. Oh yeah, this. Okay, hang on.
And of course the slow-mo attacks.
Yeah, so
fun.
One thing that has annoyed me the most in Eternal Night so far is that you can't decide how much the slow motion happens. It's 100% of the time whenever slow motion, or whenever you do the up in the air attack, the finishing combo move, 100% slow motion. And I wish you could change that.
Also, the ultimate attacks were kind of neat to see.
Yeah, I think this is fair. You could do the ultimate pretty frequently. I think you can do them less often in Eternal Night, which is fair. But also, when you can do it, I don't remember. It doesn't do that much damage to the enemies around you, and it doesn't have that much of a reach. So even when you can do it, it's not that big of a weapon. The slow motion, I should also probably bring up in Eternal Night. Kind of has its ups and downs. Mainly, it doesn't make you faster than the enemy. It just slows things down. It makes you like half faster than the enemy, and it's not always helpful. Oh, another thing. Spyro does not have invincibility frames when he gets hit. You'll get comboed a lot if you're not on your guard in Eternal Night. Get that. Oh boy.
Well, again, the only game I played is New Beginning, and
yeah, it definitely feels like.
I guess it was always funny with the tornado bombs, just seeing the guy.
God, the tornado bomb was so funny.
Up into the air, and then splatting on the ground like a pancake.
Tornado bomb was the best, but like, it was reasonably the last thing you would acquire. Maybe I haven't upgraded ice or earth. Maybe you will get that from the breath. The breath was the ball and chain. The triangle was the ground slam, I think. Which is actually nice, because then you don't have to jump to get a ground slam to do a shockwave. I wonder if fully upgraded it causes a tornado if you spin. I'm not sure. I kind of doubt it.
I always kind of really like the quick breath. Like the quick breath.
Yeah,
you could basically just button mash it, you fire it out like a machine gun.
I know, it's like a machine gun crossed with a shotgun. You get the spread blast with the speed, the firing rate.
Oh yeah, what I also liked was... Oh yeah, I also really like the electric. The electric
shot was so funny. I think you can still... I haven't gotten electric yet. It's the last one. I think that's because you can still knock enemies off ledges.
Yeah.
There are also less ledges to knock enemies off of, by the way, a lot less.
Oh yeah, you mean like the electricity breath where you move one way, they follow with you?
Yeah. Be careful not to upgrade it before you get to the tutorial, otherwise you'll... The tutorial is intended that you haven't upgraded the electric breath at all, I think. So, if you knock an enemy to the side, they're right next to the target. I once almost... I got it like everything filled in as much as I could, upgrading the electricity. And that ended up throwing the enemies way away from the target. And I had to like specifically face myself so that they would hit the target anyway.
Actually, here's a quick one. Oh yeah, but what about like the lightning ball blasts? The one that like Spyro shot at, then
yeah, those
weren't, then like shot them and then like sent them spinning into the air.
Those weren't terribly useful in A New Beginning unless you were like, I'm beating up this guy, let me get this guy in the air later. You would have to wait for it to knock someone into the air and then have them spinning continuously. It was nice that it would keep them up in the air even after you slammed them to the ground. I don't know how it goes, because I haven't unlocked it. I'm not sure what the differences are for the late game. And then I haven't gotten far. I think during the rented, when I had
the dragon.
Yeah, I got as far as entering Avalar, and I don't remember anything past that except watching playthroughs that were honestly pretty exciting to look forward to.
What did you think of the Legend series as a whole?
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, you mean like it was one of those, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, like a cult classic?
No. I think it was... No, it's something that's more... Oh, more indicative of the time era where they were just making the games more serious.
I mean, they did with Spyro, but not to an extent where it was laughable. I think it was... Like, let's take Spyro, but make it more real, more Middle-earth. More serious, but
more
not... I'm glad they didn't take it to the level of Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter were done to, like, a comical degree.
The darkness...
More like the dialogue, like the first thing the first sentence Jak ever says is, "I'm gonna kill Praxis." I'm definitely doing this too soon.
Yeah, I think by that point someone would be saying, "Okay, trying too hard." It's
literally Sparks that ends up being that. It would be nice if, one, give him a consistent voice actor, and two, don't have him so punchable. Don't make him...
Like, Sean, wait, hold on. Wait for it.
Oh yeah, this. I was gonna wait until I finish the sentence.
Okay, but, like, now.
If multiple characters are thinking, I want to punch this guy, and the audience is, but you never get to, like, Moneybags in Spyro 3, maybe change that up a bit. Let's back up. So I tried it. Once it's down, I wait until, like, 5 seconds or something for it to go back down. This one upcoming. Let's see.
What else did you like about the Legend games?
Trying to think of something specific that I can really commend, but it's like... I don't want to go in and say, so this happens, and then someone plays it and they're, like, anticipating it, and I don't want to set up the hype and have it be out of proportion.
What did you think of Cinder?
I like Cinder a lot, honestly. I think, like, very Maybe it's because they had Amber in A Hero's Tale first, who was basically, here's Dragon and her personality is girl and love interest. Oh, great. But, like, that's A Hero's Tale basic. That's what they are. They're tropes and stereotypes. Cinder having much more of a personality than I'm the female is very respectable, honestly.
And the fact that she was once a villain.
Oh yeah, she started out as a villain. And a pretty effective one, too. Or I guess a really well-designed villain. I also love how Spyro's response is to, she's evil and trying to kill us. Yeah, that wasn't her fault. She was under influence. People I've heard said, oh, look at Legend of Spyro, it's the edgy one that got a lot of talented voice actors. And I'm like, these actors did a good job, by the way. You're really just looking at the credits without listening much, huh?
I mean, considering that Spyro was voiced by Frodo.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I hadn't watched any Lord of the Rings. I didn't know who,
Elijah Wood was?
Yeah, Spyro was my first exposure to Elijah Wood, honestly. And I think it was really well done. As well as all the other apparently famous voice actors in Spyro. I think the voice direction and the way it was all executed was very well done. Even frickin' David Spade, I enjoyed him in Spyro. And I think I can blame Spyro for me enjoying David Spade at all. And also Emperor's New Groove. Later Spyro games, I think the voice acting...
Oh wait, was that like the first voice for Sparks?
A Hero's Tale was the first voice for Sparks.
No, like... Sorry, let me rephrase that. You see that the actor that played Sparks in the first game? First Legend game?
In the first Legends game, yes, that was David Spade.
Oh yeah, wasn't he the guy who also voiced Cusco?
Yeah!
Frankly, if they did the whole, don't tell me we're about to go over a huge waterfall gag during there, it wouldn't surprise me. I was considering his personality.
I feel like they can and did better than that. Like, that's something I think, that people will overlook a lot with Legend of Spyro is there's a lot they could have done that they did better. There's a lot that could have gone wrong with Legend of Spyro, and I feel like the worst it did at the end of the day, gosh darn it, is the combat got a little too repetitive enemy-wise. You would have the same 3 main enemies the entire way through the game with a couple of different enemies throughout each level, and then the bosses being mostly different.
Yeah, that is kind of true. Like, in New Beginning, you mostly just fought the monkeys, but just in different
It was
outfits.
fun for me to fight the monkeys, but, like, for a lot of other people, I heard it got really boring, and unless you're intending to change things up with how you fight, and there are a lot of different ways to fight in Legend of Spyro, it can get old if you're just going with the same fighting style the whole way through the game. I can imagine the fatigue getting very strong. But say you're just going in, say you want to experience the best of Legend of Spyro, I would honestly say the cutscenes. There's also the world building, but you can see that through the cutscenes. You guys are still there, so I'm not going to touch that.
Wait, who was like your favorite favorite character to listen to?
All the dragons, I'm gonna say.
The Elder Dragons?
Yeah, and Spyro, just every dragon character. Sparks, I think, was the weakest, but like not by much, and then I enjoy all the other characters fully. Let's see, what else? I started playing the handheld since 2nd grade. I was like 7 or 8, and my Game Boy was stolen. I was boo-hoo sad. But I've recently started playing those games again. Is that supposed to go... How do you get... Hello? 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 Maybe I'm supposed to go somewhere else. Let's try up here. Fun thing about Spyro is you get a lot of aha moments, even after replaying. Spyro 2 and 3, not as much. Maybe because of what you do. Oh yeah, definitely from here. Play. Go live, stupid. Oh boy.
What's wrong?
It's stuck, and I don't know if that's me or the...
Is it just because you just pause the thing or something?
No, I'm trying to get it live updated, so it's up to where I am in-game. There we go, okay. I don't know if that's the same for anyone else. My internet is not great right now, and I don't know how this is gonna turn up live on the VOD. Also, I've gotten everything but here except the egg and a couple gems. Alright, that's fine.
It's 5. 5.
Did you say something was gonna happen at 5?
No, I don't believe so. Just
Okay. Gotcha. And then these. I would stay by and get blown up, but you get knocked off the whole thing if you do. I also keep forgetting to face that before lighting it. I'm a genius. I would love it if the new Spyro game, whatever, if they're making it, has plenty of aha moments. Give us plenty of secrets to find it. Make it as difficult as you want. Maybe not too difficult, but especially give us lots of secrets. Lots of puzzles. Make us think. Make us look at something and go, how the fuck? Like this game and Treetops and all the mysterious nonsense these games are good for. Because, like, entirely the challenge there is remembering and then doing it. And in all the world was also bigger levels, not necessarily stretched levels like Ukulele did, but bigger levels. Have this but more. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, that way. Hero's Tale size. Hero's Tale is still really good for maybe not so much Cloud. What was it? I'm thinking Cloud Spires, but I'm not sure that's right. Cloud City?
No, that's Star Wars.
There have been levels and lots of locations called Cloud City. Or City in the Clouds. Probably Cloud Spires. How the hell are there still gems in this direction? Oh, that's how. Okay. Love stuff like that. Okay.
And 100%. Yeah.
You know another move I'd like to see them add to this? Wait. Oh, there's another egg. Oh, that's because it's... Okay. That's fine. I thought it was the level I was in. I was like, I should probably get that egg. No, I know what egg this is. No, there's, rolling forward move. And also setting yourself on fire move. I would love that. I like the idea of giving yourself the supercharge, but you can do it manually. And super flight, but you can do it manually. Everything that was a power-up in the... Throughout the Spyro trilogy, let us do that manually. Somehow. Oh no, but that would give the player too much freedom. So build the levels around that freedom. Why is that so hard to get for some developers? It's like, just make a powerful character and then give levels that would reasonably make that overpower fun to do. Frickin' Kirby can fly infinitely. Except for maybe in his 3D game. And he gets away with it pretty fine. You get ceilings in his levels or an updraft or a downdraft. Just give Spyro a whole bunch of new fun abilities to explore the world with, and then build the world around that. One thing that kind of disappoints me about Crash 4 about time is that the mask is always especially situational. And it's like, why can't I just do this thing that the mask can do whenever? Why couldn't the level be built around it like Crash 3 was? I guess it's because in the original games it would be Aku would be give you, but like maybe if Crash gets hits enough, he doesn't have the power for a specific area and he has to go around the normal way. But I guess then the player would be punished for, like, oops, you don't have this mask because you got hit, now you can't get all the boxes. I was just here. Cool, let's leave.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I miss that the later games would have you leave the exact portal you just went in. This game, it just sets you back at the start of the whole world. I don't know why they couldn't fix that in this game. You exit out
Sean,
the portal you went in. Yeah.
Was there any games you've heard about that proved to be like massive disappointments?
I'm playing it.
Besides this,
I almost want to say Hollow Knight, but I've beaten 3 bosses in Hollow Knight and I'm not enjoying it, but I'm also thinking, what if later on it just gets better? What if I just trudge a little farther and suddenly it's fun? I don't like how I have to do the down attack in Hollow Knight. Besides that, I usually do a lot of research before getting a game, and I usually try to look for a sale for the game. So I don't feel necessarily cheated out of myself. I didn't hit the wall. I didn't run into the wall, I stopped just before the wall. You know what, let me look at my backlog and see if there are any games that I'm blocking from my memory of disappointment. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is one of my favorite remakes, remasters ever. Let's see... Minecraft Dungeons, you can't pause. In offline single player, you cannot pause Minecraft Dungeons, and I don't understand it. Normal Minecraft, Bedrock Edition, if you pause the game, nothing actually stops and the world keeps going without you, even though you're an offline single player. That's also stupid, but I kinda get it. I do not understand why you can't pause the game Minecraft Dungeons offline single player. It is... I've had nightmares as a little kid about games not actually pausing when I had to go do something. Minecraft Dungeons is a game about fighting off an entire horde of enemies, and the levels can go on for maybe 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how thorough you want to be, or what difficulty you're on. And sometimes within that 20 minutes to an hour, you gotta go leave to do something. And, like, you gotta stop yourself in a corner where no one else is around, enemy-wise, and think, okay, I think I'm safe here. I'm gonna leave the screen unpaused because there is no pausing in this game, and step away to go do a thing, and then get back and hope that all is well, and that a single zombie didn't creep up and punch me to death.
So it's like the age-old excuse of, Mom, I can't pause an online game, but it's not actually
But online. It's not online, it's single-player offline, and you can't actually pause it.
I know, but
yeah, it is, I'm saying it is in fact what you're saying it is. It's baffling and stupid. Death. I'm gonna say, besides that, I wish you could move while doing an attack in Minecraft Dungeons. You have limited ammo for long-range attacks, which is your bow. You have, most melee weapons have a short reach, so the majority of the ones I picked up are like, you are guaranteed to get hit by something if you have to attack an enemy with this. And I hate that. I want to be able to run, or at least walk, while swinging whatever my melee weapon is. I want to... I think I understand. I think it's fine having a dodge will cooldown. I wish I could block attacks. I wish I had a defense move or something in Minecraft Dungeons. That would be nice. Give me a freaking shield. Actually, I think there is a shield, but you have to hold a certain button for it to work. And it's in your ability slot, which there are, I think, 3 now instead of 9. It would be nice if they gave you the system of, here's a slot of abilities, you can switch between them and then use that one in your hotbar. No, here's 3 and you have individual buttons assigned to them, and you can choose what buttons you assign to them, but you only get 3. It's a $20 game, so I'm not going to give it too much slack. I'm going to give it a bit of slack, but it's still like a, why did you decide to do this with this sort of game? I think it's like, not so much disappointing as it is like underwhelming and a little frustrating in some of its decisions for Minecraft Dungeons. See, there's also.
So Sean, how long do you want to go on this for?
Do you want to say we reach the stream reaches 2 hours and then we go?
How long are we in now?
So there's a timer way up at the top. We're at 1 hour 10 minutes right now.
Oh.
Do you want to see if we can reach 2 hours and then go to something else?
No, hold on. Do you mind if I can
Yeah, you can unplug your headphones from the controller, and the stream won't hear you.
Okay, be right back.
Okay, Kevin's stepping out for a moment. What else is there? Wrist, ukulele. Boy, do I have some words for ukulele, but none that haven't really already been said. You can only use 1 tonic at a time. Then why are there a total 30 to unlock?
They said the ranks for when I come back.
Oh, sure. Neon Junction. I need to show Kevin Neon Junction. Nitro Fueled. Honestly, less disappointing than I thought it would be. But just a little. Microtransactions and all. Hi, how are you? What are you doing all the way up there? Come here. Oh, there's gems there. Thank you for showing me those, mister. Oh, I thought you would start running. Okay, any more in here? Nah, okay. Hey! Hello, fairies, you adorable fairies. Look at those adorable haircuts you got there. Okay, which way do I want to go first? I thought it would auto-jump me. Looks like they're composing. Jump. Bonk. Oh, you know what? I should get the Super Flame. Probably not in this level, but I should get it. Hello.
Try combining your supercharge with jumping and gliding, and really explore the high caves.
Love how so few dragons actually talk down to Spyro. Yeah. One sec. What was it?
Can you feed the cats?
Sure. We were live streaming, so I guess I'll take a break. Arg. Arg. Hardy, hardy, hardy. Okay, back to this. Let's see whenever Kevin comes back. Ah, okay, my ears. God. Oh, you guys are very ready for me to jump on this. Oh, that's right, I can't jump back up there. Bleh. Bonk. Oh, darn. You can't touch me! Har 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 har. Har har har. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You can't hear them, can you? No. They can sneak up on you. Yeah. Excuse you, sir. I had to do that 4 times, I call malarkey. Come on. Shush. And make it. Swivel, swivel, make it. Okay, there was allegedly a painting here. Was it this room? Oh, it might have been another one. I'm gonna go find that stupid Easter egg painting they made just for a skill point. I think it was in here. Hello, 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 hello.
Get back. Wait, was I sitting on these?
You might have been.
Yeah, I spoke with
Catch me!
Yeah, I spoke with my folks. They told them I wasn't sure so what time they wanted to pick me up.
Oh no. Oop! Ah.
I mean, you wanna keep going until like 6 or something?
That's what I was thinking. We can go to an hour and a half if that sounds better.
Maybe.
Whee! Alright, so I thought of another game that has me sighing bleh. That was not the right pointing of jumping. Okay. I'm gonna go whack some metal spiders that are too strong for anyone's own good.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
I missed both of them. Your mom's ugly. Your face is your butt. Yeah, you can't get...
Hold on, can anyone hear me?
Probably. If you're going through that. Okay, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there is an easier option than just charging through into their faces. Ba ba ba. You have no power over me. Hi, you just out here. And then Spyro is immediately just lit up. And you die for hitting me. A life for an arm. And then... you gotta go back just to recharge. You can't skip this.
Oh, is that the temporary power-up?
One thing I think the original had over that was... Spyro had heart shapes flying out of his face when that happened. In this game, I don't think I saw those. Oh, and there's one more. I'll charge into your face, I don't care. Oh yeah, so, another game... Actually, no, you said a game that I heard about that I was suddenly disappointed in. Skylanders never really... I never felt excited for any of them, except the first one that immediately had me disappointed. That was not the right way to run. Gosh darn it. Crash Nitro Fueled was less disappointing than I thought it would be. Actually turned out to be more fun, and actually polished compared to the original. There are the microtransactions, but I can ignore those all I want.
Honestly, what company do you think has gotten worse, EA or Activision?
That's a tough one. I think I hate the way Activision handles their games, but I think I hate the way EA treats its people more. But Activision, I have a more personal grudge against.
Well, I mean, recently they have been taking hits, admittedly.
Yeah, but those have technically always been there. It's just we're now researching it. EA has had a longer history of people being mad at their shenanigans in the HR department. Activision has recently come out of the closet. That's not even the right term, actually. They've recently... all their skeletons in the closets have become visible. There we go. And more skeletons for them to hide. Let's see, so... Trying to remember exactly what angle to run at that from. Whoosh! Oh yeah, you get a pretty good distance out of the jump. Okay. Keep forgetting it's length that matters more than height with them. This is a train that a lot of people have already been jumping on, but Minecraft's voting system for the mobs they're gonna add is unnecessarily controversial. Like, you could just say which of these mobs that we're definitely adding do you want to see first? We're going to be adding all of them. And then see if anyone says, we don't want this. Like, we don't want the glow squid. That thing serves absolutely no purpose. Okay, I normally, with games I'm gonna get, I normally hear about it or look into it and go, that looks fun or exciting, or that looks inconsequential to buying and playing. But I don't see anything that has me going, why did I do that? I regret this decision. I think in the past, like, decade, I've tried telling myself not to regret or get mad at myself or the game that I bought. Part of that might be the fact that I don't buy games at full price anymore. I usually wait until it's been long enough for them to go on sale, unless I really want it. Psychonauts 2 I absolutely bought at full price, and I don't regret that. Spyro and SpongeBob I bought at full price. I think Spyro's the only one I got mad at, but I'm not going to get mad at how much I spent on it, or how much time I spent on it. Look at me playing and spending more time on it. Can't really think of any game that's actively made me mad or that's made me think less of it after playing it, necessarily. Because I usually go into a game with moderate expectations, and then I'll go, okay, so there's this quirk, or there's this catch, or there's a trade-off with this thing that seemed exciting. Ha! Ha! How about you?
Well, not really anything similar to what you've been doing.
Anything that, topped your expectations?
Couldn't really say. I mean, maybe I guess finally getting to play Breath of the Wild after hearing so much about it. And just waiting all those years for it to finally come out or something.
You mean like back in 2017?
Yeah, well, I only got a Switch like last year.
Oh yeah, we both got a Switch at like the same time.
I guess it also was getting to play Astral Chain because...
Astral Chain I've been very on the fence about. Because it's a game that looks like it's supposed to be like tens of hours, which I don't usually...
Yeah, not really. Really, like, the main story... The main story's not that long unless you want to do all the side quests and such, but...
Yeah, because, like...
But then there's, like, the after game, which is, like, dozens of missions.
The thing about me with games is if an optional thing isn't too far out of the way, then I'm not really going to go for it. Most optional quests I will try just so I can get enough practice or get good enough at a game. The thing about Japanese games is they're almost always more than like 30 hours, and I'm like, I have more money than time in that case. I can spend the money on that, but like, I don't think I'm gonna have the time for it ever. Like, I still haven't finished Kingdom Hearts 3. Or Persona 5.
Where are you there?
Oh, I think I've unlocked the final world, but I haven't gone to it. But I think that's entirely because I'm not sure how much time I want to invest into a session once I've gotten the game opened. Because the last time I played it, each bit of time between checkpoints was like half an hour to 40 minutes. God dang, this guy has reach. I cannot get close to him without him hitting me. I think I might have to roll, but I think even if I roll, he'll hit me. Okay, let's see. You suck. There we go. I think I have to trust that Spyro's flames reach farther than they look. What games have you been on the fence about buying, if any?
Welcome to Wizard Peak.
Wow.
This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
Not wholly sure.
Any games you're excited for, like the new 3D Kirby game? We finally got one, boys! It's happening!
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I guess...
Have you seen the trailer?
No, not yet.
Oh, dude. You gotta see the Nintendo Direct that came out. Nintendo Direct, or whatever it was that Nintendo revealed, like, a lot. They revealed a lot. Like, oh, Splatoon 3 and such. Oh, and a sequel to Mario and Rabbids. Absolutely excited for that.
I guess...
Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle was a surprisingly good game.
I guess if there is a game that I'm curious about, it has to be, I guess a game that I really would want to try out is possibly the new Metroid.
Oh yeah, they have a demo for that right now. You should try it. Never be afraid to try a demo, unless like you do not have the memory space on your hard drive for it. Oh, you're not a gem. You're just a sheep. Bop bop.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see about getting one of the newer Monster Hunter games.
I've heard there's a free Monster Hunter game you can get. I forget which one it is. Oh, also, you, me, and both played Dauntless, so I don't really feel like I have to talk about that much.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, I guess another one I want to see about getting is possibly Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, that one's also coming out next year. I haven't played the other two, so I don't have much of an opinion on it myself. But I keep hearing a lot around it. The gameplay looked less than I thought it would be. From the hype. For 2, that is. I'm not sure how 3 is going to look.
Hey, what about, No More Heroes 3?
I feel like... so I've heard you don't need to play the other 2 to get into it. It just references them and rewards people who understand the reference. No. Fudge out of my way. It doesn't quite look like the kind of game I would play. Unless there's... If there's a demo for it, I'll definitely look into that, but... Whoop! Oh, come on. Any PlayStation games you're looking forward to? Yeah, this guy, yeah. Oh, whoop! Fly, okay. I hear you and you're gonna die. Roasted.
Oh, is the new Kirby game The Forgotten Land?
Yeah. People have been calling it Kirby, Forbidden, or New Horizons.
It kind of almost looks like a...
Can I make that? That looks like I barely make it.
Oh yeah, wasn't like the last Kirby 3D game like 64 or something?
60... Oh, yeah, with... I think the last Kirby game with 3D graphics that wasn't a minigame or like a demo was Air Ride. The last one where you could play or move Kirby in 3D was a minigame on either Robobot or Triple Deluxe. I have them side by side, so I'm not sure. I could also be wrong about whether that was the last 3D movement Kirby game. Kirby Star Allies I still kind of want to get. Because I've heard one of the biggest complaints about it was, oh, look at this free DLC they made after the game's release, that now the game is finished. Well, since I waited so long, I can just pretend it was all finished at once. Oh, shoot. I jump twice instead of holding it down. Alright, we're an hour 35 after this level. Do you want to go, or do you want to see the boss before we head out?
I guess the boss.
I like the boss in this. This is the people will complain. This isn't a real boss. They don't have a health bar, dude. It's a level with an enemy that has multiple hit points. I think that's fine to clarify as a boss.
I guess in terms of other games that I saw being released for the Switch, I would like to try out. Could possibly be like the new Advance Wars game and potentially one of the newer Metal Slug games, because I quite a few things about them and just was curious.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be looking into those games, but I've heard good things about them. Look at Sparks magically not...
Oh yeah, and I was possibly looking into getting Hades.
Yeah, Hades looks good. Hades I'm actually looking forward to. If it goes on sale, I'm definitely picking it up. I don't normally like fighting games, top-down games, or... I shouldn't say 2D games, because I got some 2D games that I actually really like. But Hades is the kind of game I'm not that interested in, and it looks like a lot of fun. It reminds me of Fate. The 2008 computer game. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Suck! I've played Metroid Zero Mission recently to see if I could get into the series, and then Samus Returns. Didn't even see him, and I got him. Bonk.
Hey, what's your opinion on the Great Ace Attorney?
Hey, I'm gonna say no thanks. I've seen people play it, and it, games where you're just reading have to be really funny for me to like. God, die. His reach is 1.5 my own. I don't like that. Dutch.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a
Not certain what other games. Not sure what other games I want to bother with. Potentially, maybe getting.
Waterfall. Sounds good.
Have you seen the trailer for Mario Sparks of Hope?
I don't know. Not sure. Again, there are definitely some games I do want to try out down the line.
Oh, have I not? No, I just jumped over it. Ah, Fuzz. Back here. Back. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. I forgot they did that. Oh, look, grumpy eyeballs. Pick it up, Sparks. Eat your veggies. Vegetables are a social construct. Will never not be funny to me. Okay, what about Pikmin 3? Have you played that?
No, I have seen gameplay of it from Chuck Conroy.
I got the demo. Haven't finished the demo. That probably says I'm not going to play the game. I'm missing something. I'm supposed to jump down somewhere. I wish the gems were easier to see beyond the grass they put all over the place. Whoosh. I said whoosh. What part of that did you miss? Okay. Oh, I went the wrong way. I like the carpets they put in here. They're all the exact same carpet, but I like them. Meow. Meow. Out of all the Spyro games you've heard of, which one would you play next?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe just get the rest of the Legend trilogy, see how they look, see what they're like.
That's a fair one, but be ready for Eternal Night to be a tough one. The difficulty kind of picks up like as if you just finished New Beginning. With none of your upgrades.
Is it purchasable on Switch?
And it's not downloadable anywhere. You have to get a physical version. Oh, cool. I get to leave and go to the boss.
Oh, is this switch turn on and off the mic?
Oh, that's just the dial for the mic volume. I don't remember if it's what you hear or how loud you are. Try testing so we can see it, hear it in the video.
Hello.
Okay. In we go. I thought I lit you up already. Blow! Blow your nose. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Ah! Blah. I think one of the achievements, it's kind of dumb. Stand on one of these platforms for 15 seconds. Like, why?
Did you already do it?
Oh yeah, no, you just sit there for 15 seconds, but why is that why is that a skill point? I feel like the guys that made this missed the point of the skill points in the original 2 and 3. Like, oh, it's just silly like, no, these are things you might not do normally. You kind of go out of your way to do out of curiosity. Like, oh, there's this dark cave here. What's inside it? Skill point. Oh, here's all these things. Oh, I can burn them down. What happens if I get all of them? Skill point. Oh, here's this platform way out of the way that I can glide to. Hey, look, I did it. Skill point, because that was actually a really hard glide to do. And then these guys did it like, go clip through this building like there's no door. Like, this is a freaking wall that I just walk through? And then I just stand on this thing for 15 seconds. I just find these Easter egg items that I'm supposed to burn, and some of them... Metal gears in one of the levels. You find 6 metal gears and burn them like they're not made of metal. What? What? Oh no, this guy doesn't have legs and arms. Never mind. This guy really is just a head with arms and a swirly body. I think one skill point I do understand is get through this boss without taking a hit. Okay, that I can do. That I understand. Another one. I actually like this one.
Okay, we're almost...
Yeah, I was gonna say let's enter the next world and then cut it off. But I was gonna say Town Square. I think you were around for this one. What are the? I don't think I actually did it. One of the achievements was.
Wait. The world's name was Blowhard.
Yeah, that's an Insomniac thing. That's definitely an Insomniac. But I was gonna say one of the achievements in Town Square: leave all the bulls stuck on their horns. And I actually like that one. I wish the skill points they had around this game were things you could have already done in the original game. But they added some weird things you had to do. Here's this stump. Burn it. There are mushrooms we added. Flame them. You couldn't do something like glide here or go through this without getting hit, or here's this you might not have visited before, or... I don't know, maybe something leading towards 100%, but that was not in the skill points for the original game. Or maybe if you're gonna add something willy-nilly into the game. An extra life, like in Spyro 3, Agent 9, there's this machine gun you can collect, where the bullets don't bounce off of walls, but you get 1,000 machine gun ammo. That was kind of a cool idea. They didn't really do anything like that for this game. Alright, that should be all. Gotta save, and then we can get back to this.
So, call it here?
Yeah, can I save? Let's see, quit game. Quit, and what does it say? Okay.
So, think this went well?
Yeah, let me cut off this real quick.